Hey everybody, welcome to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Gimpy, and with me as always is the one, the only, Chip Monk. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? We're going in here wild and live, dude. No mic checks, no volume checks,
we don't
nothing,
fucking
dude.
need a mic check.
We usually
good,
do. Usually, let me check the levels. Let me do this. Today, you're like, yeah, all right, I'll do the intro twice, dude. You had to tell me 2 times.
Just going in raw, dude.
That's how I'm doing it. No, you asserted your dominance, dude, by beating beta, dude. You're like, let me beg for this intro. I didn't even argue. I didn't say like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And I was like,
I got it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's happening, man.
It happens. Oh, I'm dying of allergies, dude. My eyes burn. My nose is stuffed. It's awful.
Wow. That's riveting radio, my guy.
It is. I'm probably going to sound a lot more nasal than normal, so that's all good.
Yeah, man. I've been got a little groggle in my throat, had some nose candy hanging out there. Not the devil's dandruff, but little allergens caught up on me, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Dude, so let me just start off here. I've been watching the Olympics because that's going on, right? And it seems
how boring
like
is your life?
it's just what's on, brother. Nothing wrong with that.
You should be playing Olympic games for the NES, dude. You should be living the Olympics, my guy. Get a trackpad.
So the thing is, I just wanted to highlight this year. I feel like each event
track and field
has had its own set of controversy, right? And I don't know if the media cycle is just way more involved than just drumming up shit. If it's always like this, I don't remember Olympics being like this in the past, but it seems every event has something.
There's usually like 1 or 2 things, like every Olympics. I feel like people would cry about.
Maybe, but I do like the Olympic Games. I love both Winter and Summer Olympics. It's something that I feel the world kind of gets captivated with for a little bit, and you don't hear about just bullshit. You know what I mean? Usually.
I never do, man. I don't even watch the news, bro.
Right. It seems
I feel like you'll tell me,
time.
dude. Like when important things happen, like people get in contact with me, like, "Oh, did you hear about this?" I'm like, "No, dude. I don't watch the news." They're like, "Oh, let me tell you something, brother."
For sure. That's not bad.
People as an adult, bro. Nothing other old ass adults love more than telling you about the news, bro, or the weather.
Right. You're like, I'm living it.
Yeah, I had a coworker that was like, "Oh, you don't watch the news? How do you know like what the weather's gonna be like?" I'm like, I look outside my window before I leave for work. I was like, if it looks rainy, I bring an umbrella. If it looks a little gloomy, I still bring an umbrella. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like you get a sense of it as an adult of like, this looks maybe like rain. I should probably take precautions.
Right.
It looks like snow. I should probably wear a couple extra layers.
It makes sense.
Yeah, dude.
People get mad at that.
Yeah, they do. They're like, this is ridiculous.
But other than that, man,
I planned my day out yesterday, dude.
I've just been doing a little bit of 3D print repairs. My dad had some. I think maybe I told this. He had some broken headphones. Like one side was broken, so I had to actually design a new like chunk of band for him. So like his this is my right side, but his left side was broken, so he just like a little clip on the top, like right where the ear can gets held, and designed that and popped it on for him, screwed it in using an existing screw. So that was cool. It's the first like repair that I've done, not just for myself, but my dad's like, "Oh, you could do that with a 3D printer?" I was like, "Yeah, probably." So worked out, made that. And then I'm kind of looking around, and one of my old Xbox One controllers, I replaced the initial battery compartment with like a rechargeable one that just replaced it.
Weren't you telling me about like a new controller you got too?
Yeah. I'll
you're hyping it up. You're like, I'm going to talk about this on the pod. And then you're like after the pod, you're like, I forgot to talk about it.
Yeah, that was last week. But other than that, on the Xbox One, I noticed when I'm replacing that controller, because the lithium battery is going out. Shit happens. Lithium dies after a while. My son keeps he's like, "Oh, I just have to charge this." So I was like, "Oh, we can just use regular batteries." He's like, "There's no back." I was like, "Oh yeah." So I couldn't find the back of the controller, so I printed one.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And So my son will be happy about that. He doesn't have to like sometimes pop batteries out with the Xbox controller I was playing Minecraft. But yeah, I did get a controller because my Elite V2 has seen better days. So this is the Elite, and there's
almost
a
$200 controller, dude.
Almost two. Oh, I bought it on sale, but I've been having like it's been shown wear over time. And then there's this chunk of like rubber that got stuck underneath the
around, dude.
left bumper that I had to pull out, and then I'm like, how that happened? But the heat from your hand expands it, and eventually, like something like this will happen with all the controllers. Like I still think this is the most comfortable controller that's ever been made, but there's some quality issues like after time, wear and tear. My usage of the left thumbstick, I actually like ripped apart, and I've never dropped the controllers. It's just purely from play. How
would you qualify like that? It sounds like you dropped that controller for sure.
But
nobody's even questioning it, dude. You're like, I've never thrown this controller. I've never dropped it. Like, why would you qualify?
It's ripped statements from wear. The right thumbstick has been fine, which is hilarious because you aim with that. But the movement one, I've ripped and I had to replace. Other than that, the controller still holds up great. Just the little rubber piece, and that's just some weird issues I've had. The left trigger, actually, the rubber on the back got caught underneath when you're depressing it, or when you're pressing it, and then when it depresses, it doesn't actually go all the way. So I had to like yank that out too. So some of the Microsoft's design for comfort actually, after years of owning it and consistent use, that stuff starts to wear down and it starts inhibiting some of your function. Yeah, so still love this controller, but I'm hoping V3 works. Yeah.
That's incredibly uninteresting. Have you ever thrown a controller out of anger?
Never. Actually, I view people who do that as Neanderthals, and I think that they shouldn't be gaming or doing anything for fun. If you throw a controller, you're a fucking retard. That's all I'm saying, dude. Something's wrong with you.
All right, man. I've thrown my desktop computer one time, dude.
Your desktop computer? Remember I said if you throw a controller, you're a fucking retard. You're past that point, dude.
No, this was just white hot anger, dude. Like my older bro was on my computer.
Okay.
And I was like, I just got home from like after school and work, and it was like late at night, and I was like, yo, man, what are you doing? You know you're not supposed to use my computer. He's like, yeah, I'm just playing games on here. It's like playing Quake or something. I was like, bro, you gotta get the fuck off this computer. And he was like, no. And I was like, come on, man, get off this computer. He's like, if you make me get off this computer, I'm going to break it. And I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. And I just fucking smashed it, dude. It was great. It felt great. And then I was like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
But it was the point, dude. It was about sending a message, dude. I think like that's the only time I've ever done anything like crazy like that, dude.
I never have with a controller. I've played games with people who.
Oh, computer was fine too, dude. This is like those '90s PCs, bro. That thing was a fucking brick house. Tank. I think it like broke my table more than a.
I do have a story about that though. When I was playing Virtua Fighter 5 on the PS3 back in the day, my buddies and I went to one friend's house who owned the game and owned the PS3, and I got really good at Virtua Fighter 5, and it was the point we'd always like whoever lost would just pass the controller, right? It's been a while, so I never lost, so the controller was just everyone's just fighting for second place, right? Shout out Brad Burns, my main character, and the kid whose house it was, CJP, everyone knows him, who knows me, he's been around. I just whooped his ass with Brad Burns, and he to preface this, he like touted he's been practicing all weekend. He's great now. He knows all the moves with a character. So he actually picked myself and a bunch of us up, and he drove us to his house.
Damn, he has something to prove.
I whooped his ass, and he took his PS5 controller, like was squeezing it super hard, then just dropped it on the ground. It fucking shattered. It's like a million pieces. And
you're stuck there, dude. He drove you,
and we're stuck there. And we were stuck there for a while.
Yeah,
so my other buddy was like, dude, you should have just fucking sandbagged that. What the hell? We're stuck now.
Yeah.
But that same guy,
lady, dude, and like we got into a fucking fight, dude. We were out on a date. She was driving, and she was like, "Well, why don't you just break up with me right now?" And like in my head, I was like, "Because you drove." I was like, "I can't." I was like, "I gotta get home." Like this is Oh, it's coming, lady, but fuck. You got a captured audience here. I was like, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah, that same guy, actually, we were playing Halo before, and I've done Halo tournaments and stuff. We've spoken about that many times on the pod, and he was at my house, and we were doing a LAN party, and he threw my controller, like,
oh dang,
at the floor. It
That's
bounced off the floor and hit my TV. And
shit.
I'm in high school at this point, so it's not my TV, it's my dad's. Yeah. It's the family TV.
Like, really, none of this stuff is yours.
Yeah. I immediately like fucking dropped it and it's like, get the fuck out of my house. And that's just one of those situations where he got brought over to my house. Like, his mom dropped off when we were in high school. We couldn't drive yet, quite, So it's like, get the fuck out. So shut the door on him. Didn't know how he got home. He probably took the bus or something. Just like, what the fuck, dude? And he threw my control. He threw my shit.
Yeah, your family TV, dude. That's rough, dude.
So if you're not like a child learning how to control anger, dude, like, something's wrong with you.
Work on that. What's with this new controller, dude?
I bought the Flydigi Vader Pro. It's all micro switched. It has the back paddles. Well, not paddles, buttons. Like the
was this like a hacker controller? What's going on here?
This is the that's the Chinese like elite kind of replacement controller. It has paddles here. Paddles
alternative,
it's a slightly smaller than the elite. $90. Compared to the 100 and whatever that I spent on the Elite V2, right?
Yeah, but like a base Xbox controller is like, what, $60 right now?
60,
like 50?
Yeah. So this doesn't
taxing, dude.
This by default does not work on Xbox or PS5, right? It works on Switch, Android, PC, and iOS, just because it's Bluetooth as well. But
does it work on the Steam?
Yeah. I bought it for computer stuff. You can't actually use it on consoles with like one of the Brooks adapters. So either the XB Wingman 3 or the XE-T2, I believe, for Xbox or PlayStation, respectively. But yeah, all of the buttons are micro switch. So the D-pad, I don't even know if you can hear it, but
yeah, dude,
it's all micro switch.
Oh god,
buttons are micro switched as well.
I know this is gonna be an ASMR podcast.
There's different, but the reason, the main reason that I mainly play on PC, right? So I should rarely use a controller, but I find myself, I play a lot of platformers. I play, a lot of fighters, which I use, an arcade stick for.
Give up the goose. Do you like it or not?
I'm getting to it.
You get like all the technicalities and shit, dude. For like a $100 controller, it's beyond my financial means.
This has it's 1,000 megahertz polling rate, so it's more responsive than the Xbox.
Is it good,
Xbox controllers? And
why are you hitting me with all these qualifiers, bro?
The main thing is why I didn't get any other controller besides the Elite is you can tighten your thumbsticks on the Elite, right? Up to the Xbox 360's tightness, which I feel is the best tightness ever.
Little dials are on there?
Yeah, the little dials. I can tighten this and their Hall effect, so they will never experience drift, and I can tighten them
Spill the beans,
even tighter than the Xbox controller. So, with that said, after using this controller for about 2.5 weeks now, I almost had it for 3 weeks. I absolutely love it.
What games are you using it for, man?
Right now, mostly Elden Ring. Elden Ring, Rocket League are the two that I'm playing the most.
Two really responsive games you need good controls for.
Exactly.
Or at least you can notice the difference.
So the only caveat is I bought this too early. I actually pre-ordered it before it came out, right? So the controllers are only available in China, so you're importing it.
China. Yeah.
The thing that I didn't count on is the drivers are all in Chinese characters.
Yeah. Dude.
So when you plugged it into the computer by default, it pulled up the drivers for the Vader 3, the previous version, and it wasn't really working. So then I had to go to its website, which most people are like, yeah, you could just have to get drivers, right? But I had to use like the translate feature to get the drivers and then translate and get the correct thing. So it's all good.
Chinese dinner.
So I'm sure like after a few months there'll be like English language stuff that'll be easier for others. If you're going to use this like console, you do need an adapter for like Xbox or PlayStation. But I got to say, best controller I've had since the Elite. If the Elite didn't have the quality control issues, I'd probably stick to it. It's like that, but after using Hall effect,
it's literally falling apart, dude. You're like trying to pop.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm
stop
saying
standing, dude.
But if
stop protecting these major corporations, bro. You're like,
after,
if the rubber wasn't literally peeling apart from body heat, it'd probably be a good controller, dude. Like, come on, bro. This shit's on purpose, bro. Like, come on.
After getting used to the Hall effect sticks,
Microsoft couldn't afford any better glue.
I can never go back. I can never go back to a Hall effect stick. Like if I'm using it, competitively.
A $130 controller. They're like, yeah, I don't know if we can afford more better glue.
Yeah,
here,
that's the thing.
Gotta save 5 cents.
Yeah, no.
Why use micro switches? We can just use these other.
So Flydigi Vader Pro, awesome controller.
Absolutely. All right, man. Damn, dude. That's all you had to say, bro. You really went into the woods, bro.
I did. I told you it was going to be a little mini review.
Yeah, all right, fair enough,
dude. You got to go over it. The 1,000 megahertz polling rate also is great because of responsiveness, right? So, so like precision platformers, fighters. If you're doing it, like I'd only use that kind of controller with Mortal Kombat anyway. So, and Mortal Kombat 1 is fucking trash right now. So,
damn. Is there any hope for it to improve? Do you think? Is there gonna?
No, it's just trash. It's just trash now.
That's fair, man.
Yeah,
I had high hopes, dude. Those Batista commercials had me hyped, and I was like, I'll wait.
Me too.
I don't buy like any games day one anymore, just because like there's been such a garbage. It's been like a dump truck of trash, just fucking billowing out of these AAA developers lately. Where I'm just like, I'll wait like a little bit. I'll wait for sales too. Steam's kind of broke me up a bit. Like,
it's the first Mortal Kombat that's come out since ever since like Armageddon, which I didn't like Armageddon either, that I haven't taken seriously and like done ranked play and stuff like that. Right? I just I'm purely playing this for like the single player and like to fight a buddy or my little cousin because he still plays it, but I still whoop his ass. So that's really it. Just I could go on into it and I won't, but whatever's been echoed in the stratosphere, pretty much my opinion as well. I'll still buy the DLC because I do like the story mode.
Does it have the Mortal Kombat song in it?
No.
I feel like that could have been a saving grace.
If the last game had the Mortal Kombat song in it.
Man, they probably couldn't afford it to use that again, dude.
Honestly, that series should have the easiest time printing money. Use the song every time. Yeah. Every single time.
Every
use the
game.
Song.
Do it.
Yep. Like Halo used their theme every single time, dude. Mortal Kombat
it's like has the Pokemon rap, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Use it every time. But yeah, what's going on with you, brother?
I've just been
talking about me all this time.
Dang. All right, I've been mostly chilling.
No, I don't give a shit. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I've been doing some writing, dude.
Yeah. You've been writing for a bit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I found for me, like actually writing is like the easy part, just because I'm like so fast at typing. But coming up with ideas is way harder than I thought it would be, bro. I wrote like I spent like 4 hours yesterday, like coming up with like an idea, and I was like, I was reading like internet advice of like how to become like better at writing, and it's like, oh, write different genres, and I was like, I'd run like a little bit of like a light novel style, like a little bit of a web novel style of like these other ideas I had. One was like kung fu cultivation nonsense, like a wushu style novel. The other one was like kind of like a fantasy novel with like a mage learning magic, and then I was like, let me try like an American comic book style, dude. I've like comic books, why not? And so I started coming up with like a character, and I was like, all right, basically I want Spider-Man because he's cool. And I was like, what about if it was like Spider-Man plus like Jackie Chan, where he was like kind of like a goof? And I was like, that's dope. And I was like, all right,
so
but like
Deadpool.
Yeah, that's what kind of where I was like, damn,
fourth wall breaking, I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, shit, that's just Deadpool. But I was like, all right, what about if it was like his mutant power was to like manipulate probabilities, and then like he's kind of like a Jinx. I was like, yeah, I'll call him the Jinx. And I was like, wait a minute. After like 2 pages, like, fuck, Marvel already has a character named Jinx. His power is manipulate probabilities. I was like, fuck. I was like, I think that was also in the Deadpool movie, right? When they're like
Domino.
Yeah, Domino is like luck, isn't like a
that's her power. Yeah.
And then I realized like Marvel and DC basically took all the low-hanging fruit already.
Yeah.
Like, because they have like 100-year head start, where it's like, like any like basic, like, oh, it's an okay idea. They're like, yeah, we own that. Like everything, bro.
Right. Here's the secret, though.
Yeah, what's the sauce, dude?
Do it anyway, right? As long as you like if you look at Marvel and DC, every every comic from each brand has an overlap with another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you gives a shit. Like the Sentry is Marvel's Superman. Just Moon Knight, Batman, stuff like that. Just like they're similar enough, but dissimilar enough where they're different characters. Sentry sucks, by the way. Let's just
damn
about that. Sentry's awful.
That's fair, dude. It felt like it was literally just created just as like an FU type of characters. Like we have one of those too.
Yeah. That was Deadpool and Deathstroke. So Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson. Come on.
Come on, son. Copy my homework, but don't make it too obvious.
Right, for sure. So what's helping you with the creative process, man?
Nothing. I've been like getting a bunch of different sources, trying different things. I've been like looking on the internet for like other good ideas, and then I was like, I don't know, I watched the Deadpool and Wolverine, so that was like another part of me. I was like, am I just copying Deadpool because I just watched that movie?
No spoilers, haven't seen it yet.
No, but you know what I'm saying? It's like maybe I was like influenced on a subconscious level because like definitely. I don't know, I was like trying to like just think of good ideas, dude. It is incredibly difficult to like, I know you can like brainstorm or come up with stuff, or I think the other bigger problem is like I've written like 7 or 8 like short stories now, and it's like all the stuff that I kind of have like bubbling up that I've always wanted to. I have one that I thought about last night where it was like about the more kung fu nonsense, but it's like about like toad people, like people that are big toads, and they're like creature, like monsters that do kung fu, but it's like in a higher kung fu realm. And then like every year,
that
much like
on Netflix,
there's toad people.
There's 100% of show. Well, they're frogs, but they're like kung fu frogs. And my son watched the entire series.
Like you said, everything's kind of been done before.
Everything's been done. Yeah.
But much like stealing Mortal Kombat, like every 100 years or so, they have like a realm tournament.
Okay.
And then to keep their realm, and they won that tournament. But then they get betrayed, and then like people come in there. There's also like a trope in like most wushu novels of like, if you like are weak, like you kind of get mocked and like bullied and stuff. But like in my head, I'm like, nobody would do that in real life. Like if like your cultivation base was broken, like that's more like having like a being in a wheelchair. Nobody's gonna be like, you're in a wheelchair. Like,
right.
Even like little kids would be like, hey man, cut that out. Like even parents would be like, hey, some people can't kung fu very well, dude. Don't worry about it. And so like it was gonna be like him like growing up and like going around learning lessons and stuff, and then getting different skills and stuff. But after the realm gets attacked, they basically send him down to like a lower realm to hide with like the little tadpole babies, which is like their spawning pool. So he has like a little magical item that like keeps that. And in the lower realm, like his like spiritual core can be like repaired because like the spiritual energy above in the higher realm was like too dense. So then he becomes a fucking kung fu badass to go get revenge.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Netflix series Kulapari, An Army of Frogs.
Yeah, is exactly that.
I want you to look that up and just see how crazy it is, what your idea is. And I know you've never heard of it or seen it.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Everything's been done, man. Everything's been done.
But that being said, check that out. I'm like, I don't know, like a lot of the ideas I have too, like kind of like that, where you're like, I could just watch this now. I don't have to do it. Like,
Yeah. That's the problem with like, I think kind of what we're getting at here is, don't sweat if your idea has been something similar has been done before. Just do your idea. Like South Park, the classic South Park episode, Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it. Marvel did it. Dude.
Marvel did
DC
it.
Did it.
Yeah, exactly. Just
man.
Forge ahead, man. That being said, though, if you have a guy named Peter spins webs, falls on walls. Cool. It's a little,
You basically just do fan fiction, and that's okay too, man. Yeah, there's a lot of I've read a couple of Spider-Man fan fictions. They're okay. Like one of them was actually really good. I was like, damn, it's all right.
Just a full-on book, or as like a dojo comic.
Yeah, it was like one of those fan sites for fan fictions. Sure. It's basically like a dude, because like reincarnation's huge, and like you want to like make an overpowered main character, and like he like wakes up in like the MCU's Spider-Man's body before his powers awoken, but like during his powers getting awakened, he gets replaced. He replaces that universe's Peter with himself, and he's like, oh shit, I got all this future knowledge from the movies and shit. and the comic books. I'm just going to use that information. And it was,
Gotcha.
it was dope.
Gotcha. All right.
He goes and like visits like the Sorcerer Supreme and stuff, and gets all his powers. Basically becoming OP. It's just a escapist power fantasies. That's what I'm here for. The other major issue I found as well is like a lot of this shit's just smut, dude. Like I was looking at like what's like the top selling like or people reading novels and stuff. It's just pornography, my guy.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was like, I didn't know, dude. I thought like, we're all in this together reading like fun fantasy books. Nah, dude, everyone else is like in the behind the beaded curtains. Yeah, everyone else is and that's okay, man. I was just like, dang, man. All right, whatever. Each their own, I guess. Like that's fine.
All right.
It's not for me, dude. I usually get upset like if somebody like tries to slide some bullshit romance into my kung fu novels, dude. I'm like, who is disturbing my kung fu? Get out of here, female. Like, you don't need this.
All right. On that note.
Yeah, dude.
Anything you want to wrap up on, brother?
Keep trying, come up with ideas. It's okay if things have been done before. Have fun. I don't know. We really didn't cover like coming up with ideas. Did you have anything to add to that at all, or how you come up with ideas?
Stop reading smut. No.
Yeah.
We'll have to tackle that another day.
That's very unhelpful.
Very unhelpful. Very helpful. All right. It's just us shitting around. Combo Wombo, Mr. Gimpy.
Chipmunk.
Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
We out. Peace.